Even Larry came back. Even Larry came back with a video on Dawn Trail. Everyone has a opinion on Dawn Trail, especially me, the person with the correct opinion. But, chat, but, I want you to understand, your opinion is valid even if it's wrong. As a content creator, I have to say that. But yeah, if even Larry is coming out with like some video about Dawn Trail needing a patch, God, I hope it's not about the story again. God, I am so tired of people just bitching about the story. I just want people to bitch about something else. It doesn't matter if it's correct. Can you bitch about something else? Can you bitch about that statue behind you or something? I don't know. The state of the minions or something. I don't know.
Hello there. I have not
Hello.
played Final Fantasy XIV in quite some time. Probably since the holiday season, and I just didn't really log in much since then. So
I can see that. You're still wearing a funny scarf.
I wanted to talk about that and the fact that I think 7.2 is going to be integral to the health of the game. You see, as a filthy casual player like myself, there isn't really too much meat to do at the moment. Well, caveat if you are caught up into the story and content. And so I find myself not really finding a reason to log in and do stuff.
This is why I keep saying the game needs midcore content. Game desperately needs midcore content, not just casual midcore. Like more chaotic content. The Criterion should be out a lot sooner. Baja needs to be out sooner. Deep Dungeon needs to be out sooner. That is midcore content. And at least parts of that content should have been out in 7.1, not 7.2, almost 11 months later. 7.1. Because it's a nightmare. Like, for us raiders, we'll find what the to do. We're not too picky. Like, we log into raid, we'll do a bit of prog, we'll go into Party Finder, we'll hang out, right? But for the more casual players, holy shit, there's nothing to do. Even less us raiders, like the more higher end raiders, will want to do something like mid-core. Like, I'm having fun with the chaotic raid. I'm having a lot of fun with chaotic raids right now. It is actually surprisingly fun. But, like, I can imagine how bored a casual player is. They just pay the sub just to kind of hang out at their house. Maybe they're role-playing, or I don't know. But I've been hammering the same point for so long at this point. It's just like, hopefully, 7.2 is going to bring content for everyone to do something. Otherwise, people are just going to quit until 8.0. Not just quit, maybe some will quit, right? Some people will definitely like quit the game if 7.2 sucks. But for some people, they need a reason to actually be in the game until 8.0. They need a reason.
Even though I want to be playing this game. I talked about this kind of thing in a video before about what I feel 14 is missing. And so if you want to see a little bit more of that kind of talk, I'll link it in the description below. However, for this video, I want to talk about a hopeful thing, and that is the next patch 7.2.
This is why I appreciate Larry. Larry makes positive content. Everyone will have an opinion piece or react content like me or anything else. Sometimes you just really, really need a positive video, a bit of positive content. It's always gonna be like, it's gonna bring my hope for the game like a long fucking way.
Because, my friends, we are getting the content that I feel we desperately need. And it's Relic! That's right, it is the Relic quest.
I kind of don't give a shit about the Relic, if I'm being honest. What I care about is like specifically what I'm doing. Like the Relic, I don't believe should be a content. I believe it's like a story, it's an extra reward, it's an extra like gearing system across the expansion, but I don't believe it should be content. I don't consider Relics content. Baja I consider content. Criterion I consider content. It is something to do. Relics, it is something to do for. What are you gonna do for it? I don't know. I was in favor in Endwalker for all the relics being just tombstone capped, right? I like that. That is me. I'm just tired of doing Baja 30 times or Crystal Tower for another 20, right? I was tired of that shit. But I hope that shit comes back so people have something to do. I hope the content comes back so people have something to do.
Quest. The most important thing in Final Fantasy XIV are relic weapons. Now, we really should have it from patch 7.1, but I digress. At least we're getting it, you know? Now, the reason that I say it is so incredibly important to the integral health of the...
Oh, it would be horrible if it wasn't 7.1. Can you imagine? Like, how do you implement that? Crafters would be out of a job, extremes would be pointless if there was a relic system as well. Unless the relic system literally starts at item level of the last expansion and then moving up, and you just get it for you know, the appearance and the glamour. Otherwise, it's like I don't see why it would not be good or healthy for 7.1.
The game is that, well, you might have seen that player count has dropped, and it's probably the first time it's done that from a 0.0 to 0.1 patch ever. And so that's not to say like, oh my god, Final Fantasy 14 is dying. Oh my.
It's not dying. It's like, let's be honest, I'm pretty sure the devs also expected it. Like, we talked about this like so many times. This is like the first time an expansion starts from the start of a specific story instead of midway through it. Every other expansion starts at midpoint of a story, because the start of a story is post MSQ in the previous expansion. So we always start an expansion on very fucking high notes midway through the story. This is like the first time we're starting at the very beginning, and it's not good. It's it's literally feels like doing Realm Reborn all over again. But it's like, let's be honest, 14 is not gonna die over just 400k. It like that loss is it's it's manageable. Like compared to other MMOs, 14 still has a market in China, and China fucking loves 14. Though to be fair, they're still in Endwalker. If I remember how they play, they are like 2 patches behind us. So yeah, they should still be in Endwalker. So Dawn Trail is coming soon to China.
My god, what are we gonna do? It's not to say that, but there is some concern there, because you know who does care about money?
I do. Like, comment, and subscribe.
CEOs and stakeholders. And you know what they think when they see player count dropping? What's gonna happen to their money? And so what do you think happens when the stakeholders go, hey dev team, make us some more money? Well, it puts stress on the dev team. And stress is not a good thing, my friend.
Just to clarify, he's saying a satire. Nobody in their fucking right mind thinks that Yoshi P, who is already on the board of fucking directors, who has stakes in the company too, but he's also the economics officer and financial officer in the company as well, besides being, responsible for 2 major Final Fantasy releases. And I think, what other games he released? Dragon Age? No, not Dragon Age, fucking Dragon Quest, sorry. I don't think he looks at this and thinks, time to lose some money. I don't like money. I believe it's all part of the plan. At least that's my copium.
In fact, I try to actively avoid this such thing as called stress. I just realized I went to an Endwalker home zone because I feel kind of nostalgic here and homey, and it feels nice. Anyway, so yeah, 7.2 really does have to deliver.
Hot take, Charlian has the best in-city music.
That the dev team is on high watch right now. They need to make sure that this is good content here. Because if it is, and they do nail it, well, this could be a resurgence of returning players and new players alike. We could see a boom in player count, and that would be a very good thing. Why do I say that we will get a player boom? Well, because of the exploration zone almost entirely. That single-handedly should be the thing that brings us back from the brink.
That is very positive thinking. Like, I appreciate Larry looking at things through a diamond loop. Like, Larry's positivity is always going to be appreciated, but just the exploration content is not going to bring it back. One piece of content is not enough to bring it back. But I can see why he would think that. But you also need to keep in mind, this is a very... How would I describe this? Like, the things he's describing, it's a very indie studio kind of mindset. People who are, like, partnered with Sony and, like, a global corp sort of company in size, they're a lot less... They work a lot less off of, like, patch-to-patch predictions or hopes and dreams.
I don't know why I said brink. It's not like we're on the brink of death, but the brink of the stakeholders being very angry, okay? All right, so before we dive back into the...
I feel like stakeholders have been angry since Forspoken was released. I think the stakeholders have been angry for a while.
Gameplay. Let me tell you something that's been an absolute game changer for me when I'm online. That's right, it's today's sponsor, Surfshark VPN.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, fuck it. Let's watch the ad.
Whether I'm gaming, streaming,
We
or
support
just
that.
browsing, this thing keeps everything running smoothly and securely. Think of it like
Wow.
Password Protect on your internet or
That's so
social
cool.
media. If we still had it, Surfshark encrypts all of your online activity, shielding it from prying eyes, trackers, or intrusive ads. No more worrying about your data being exposed while using public
Oh no, my porn history.
Wi-Fi. And if you're frustrated with region-locked content, Surfshark's got you covered. It lets you virtually travel anywhere, giving you access to the content that you want wherever you are. And here's why I like it. You can connect unlimited devices on just one account. So whether it's your PC or your phone or your smart TV, everything stays secure. It's an all-in-one solution. Plus, they've got over 3,200 servers in 100 plus locations, so there's always a fast and reliable connection available.
My API agent always gets angry when I'm suddenly surfing the web from Lithuania.
Not to mention, they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you've got time to check it out and see how much better your online experience can be. But actually, it's not just a VPN. Surfshark also has tools like antivirus, breach alert system, and even a private search engine, all designed.
You guys remember when all these functions were fucking free and part of the main Windows package? Like, Windows Defender is good enough, let's be honest. If you're not being a complete fucking imbecile and downloading RAM off the internet. But in good old days, some things were just enough. You would just get an AVG free version and it would just be plenty. But these days, you need a lot of paywall functions.
To keep you and your data safe. So use the link in the description below or head to surfshark.com/LarrySword to get.
In support of Larry, I'm gonna drink a bit of coffee with the link on screen. Surfshark.com/LarryZar. Good coffee.
Get an extra 4 months for free. The reason why that exploration content is so good, and by that I'm talking about Eureka and Bajja, is that it's the kind of content that everybody can do. It appeals to every player in the game because everybody is eligible to go and play that content. You don't have to up your skill level, you don't have to gear up, you don't have to unlock other savage raids in order to clear them to unlock the ultimate raid. No, you don't got to do any of that. It's the type of content where you could get home from work, log in, and have a couple hours fun with your friends, log off, and have sweet dreams about Eureka and go to bed. Or
Who the f has sweet dreams about Eureka? That person needs to get checked out. They're hiding bodies in their basement.
or, you know, maybe nightmares about Pagos. Those ice dragons, man. There also seems to be this interesting subclass system, which I don't really know what that's about. But hey, you know, if it's a cool system, then that just adds all the more to it, you know? I really liked the elemental system that they had in Eureka and all the really cool actions that you could combine and create in Bajja. And if
What is gonna be the weird support job system, I wonder? Because like I'm getting the feeling it's gonna be somewhat based off of the freelancer job in Final Fantasy V, because that's basically what it's kind of based off of. I'm assuming because they showed a lot of Bart's sprites with different jobs, but I don't know. Maybe we're gonna get like extra set of spells on top of what we play already, just like depending what freelancer job we're gonna pick. Full party? No, not yet. Anyone leave? I need to. Nope, all good.
If you're here listening to this and you aren't subbed yet, I highly encourage you to, when the content comes out, to play it, because doing the exploration zone on content when it's fresh and brand new is exhilarating. It is so fun because nobody knows what's going on. It's a whole new area to see, whole new mechanics to explore. Everybody's trying to find out how to spawn certain monsters and how to get best gear up.
And because it's very annoying to farm cards when it's a bit more quiet in that content. God, I needed that one Flame Mage card. I farmed it for weeks. Nightmare.
Get more experience in there. It's such a cool, fun time. And because it's something the entire game does, it feels like the entire community of this game comes together and figures out how to progress and shares secrets about the best way to get your relic weapon done. These are always a really special, fun time, so I really hope that it delivers on that and that you guys can try it as well. This is the single piece of content that I have been looking forward to in Dawn Trail ever since they announced it, and so I'm just happy that it's going to be here, even though it really should be at 7.1, but you know, it's going to be at 7.25 probably.
I do agree that that content should have been out in 7.1. It should have been, like, the first phase of it should have been out in 7.1. Otherwise, it's just kind of stupid.
Probably, they haven't said that yet, but it's most likely, just hold your horses, okay? It's probably not coming out in 7.20. Which, again, I mean, this is what I was saying before, is that the relic weapon really should not come out in halfway in the middle of the expansion. The relic weapons really do work best when it's something that you build up from the beginning of the expansion all the way to the end.
I wouldn't say that now. It's like, we had this system back in Legion in World of Warcraft where everybody, instead of weapons, would just get legendary weapons, and you would just build them up and grow the talent trees and everything, and you would increase the power of your legendary weapon over the stages, like, of the expansion. But It was stupid. It was very boring. Everyone was immediately just focused on the weapons. Like, the grinding out the weapons was just kind of... What's the word I'm looking for? It's like... It feels like that's just the focus of the expansion, just the relic. That's not exactly what I'm saying, essentially, but like... How would I even describe this? If you had a relic weapon coming out that early, it would take away from anything else. From any shiny weapons, from any savage weapons, from anything. From crafted weapons. It's like, how would you bring out that relic weapon? Like, if you bring it out without disbalancing everything else, it's either going to be unusable and just done for the glamour, or no, that's it. It's either just a cosmetic, or you release it a bit later in the expansion, so the more casual and mid-core players can actually catch up to other people without having to grind crafted weapons, savage weapons, extreme weapons, etc.
Did this in A Realm Reborn, Heaven's Ward, and Stormblood. It was something that you had with you throughout the entire playtime of the game.
You also need to remember that those specific relics that he just mentioned, the grind was wild in those days. The path to grind those relics out was a lot longer and a lot more tedious. God knows, like the one in Heaven's Sword, the Lux ones, even if you go get a weapon these days, it's so hard. It's so painstakingly long. It takes so much time, unless you have like an optimized path already and you got like friends to help you out. Otherwise, it just takes ages.
And during downtimes, you know, like this, it was something that you could grind for. It was the thing. Everybody else was doing it too. So there was a sense of community there, like, you know, in an MMO. Now, some of the other stuff coming in 7.2, this one is quite cool. I think that a lot of people are looking forward to this one as well. And that is the cosmic exploration thing, which is kind of like the Ishgard restoration for crafters and gatherers. That's really cool. I think that's awesome. However, I don't think I'm going to be doing it. I didn't do Ishgardian Restoration. I regret that a bit. So, you know, maybe I should try this.
You can still do it, mind you. Ishgardian Restoration is like perfect to level up crafters and gatherers. Just get your job to 20, which is like giga easy. Might cost you like a couple of K gold. Sorry, gil. But it's like leveling those out is like very fucking easy and very fast to 20. And then you just do it in Ishgardian Restoration all the way to 80.
Cosmic thing, it's space, you know, there's gonna be space bases and things like that, so I want to see the area. You know, here I am hampering on you guys to go play the Eureka style content. I'll do the same thing. I'll listen to my words here. I'll try the cosmic thing. Besides that, I mean, we're getting the regular stuff, you know, we're getting MSQ, Extreme Trial, whatever the Extreme Trial series is gonna be. I'm not sure if they've actually solidified or teased to us what that was gonna be yet.
Extreme Trials, I'm always excited. I love grinding a fight 99 times for mounts. I only got one pair of wings this expansion. I got like a bunch of totems now. But story, MSQ, again, I like to follow the story. I like to keep up with the game's, like, you know, in-game universe and the story that happens. But it's not content. It's gonna keep me busy for a day. I'm gonna go through the story. Even if I don't rush it, but it's not really anything. It's not like I'm going to be replaying that one bit of story New Game Plus repeatedly.
Personally, my favorite Extreme Trial series was the Warring Triad.
Out of curiosity, also he's right, Warring Triad series were really fucking good. But out of curiosity, anyone who can comment on this video, are you replaying any of the expansion or any of the stories in New Game Plus? I'm curious. I know you don't have to do fights in New Game Plus and it's specifically for the story. Does anyone do New Game Plus content? I'm actually very curious. I want to, but I never find myself actually willing to do it.
That one was really neat. Sophia in particular was such a fun fight. And MSQ, I mean, call me crazy, but I think this 7.2 MSQ is gonna be a banger. Only because the 7.1 MSQ, it started to get quite good. Very right at the end of the 7.1 MSQ, I was like, yeah, what's gonna happen next? And then it just stopped. So, judging based...
God, it's been so long since 7.1, I kind of forgot what even happened. What happened in 7.1? I remember something lady, something fiend, something science. I think Sphene came back at the end. Don't remember. I want the knight to come back. I want Alexander to come back.
based off that cliffhanger that we had, I'm really hoping that they deliver on that as well, and the 7.2 MSQ is quite good. Dolls Balls knows we need it, okay? We need some good MSQ in here. Maybe I'll talk about this another time too, but the MSQ is like the duct tape that holds Final Fantasy XIV together.
I wouldn't go that far. Some people do play it for the story, but let's not kid ourselves. It's not what holds the game together.
It is the one unifying factor for all 14 players is the
There's a reason there's a story skip, but there's not a savage skip or an ultimate skip.
MSQ, and so we really need that one to deliver as well to bring us all together, right guys? Yeah. Oh yeah, and then we get the raids. Well, the Savage raids. Normal mode and then Savage a couple weeks after that, right? I'm excited for that as well because the story to that one is interesting. And actually the announcer guy reminds me of Ratchet and Clank whenever you do the tournament things in
Oh my god, he's right. I don't like that he's right. Damn it.
Ratchet and Clank, the announcer it has those vibes. The other thing I'm hoping for? Summoner buffs. Not for any real reason in particular.
No. Denied. Pictomancer are gonna get buffs. Summoners, yeah. Stay in the physical range group, haha.
I mean, I suppose Summoner does need a little bit of help, you know, comparing it to Red Mage. Nerf Picto. Anyway, maybe we'll see in the patch.
Out of just spite, I hope they buff Picto a bit more. Is my group full? Yo, we full. Time to raid. Right, we need to finish reacting. Chat, I'm a React Andy. I need to finish reacting. Hee ooh. Where did we even stop? Hold on.
That red for any real reason in particular. I mean,
oh yeah, buff Summoner. Not gonna happen. Yeah, ha 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 ho. You should buff Pictomancer. Tee. Low-key react a lot. Oi, shush, behave.
A little bit of help, you know, comparing it to Red Mage. Nerf Picto.
Buff. I hope Picto gets buffed again. Buff the fuck out of Picto. I hope everyone gets mad.
Anyway, maybe we'll see in the patch notes that Necrotize, the sound was adjusted to make a big old ding sound. That'd be good. Yeah. As I peer out over this sunrise and ocean landscape, I'm filled with hope. Yes, that is what I am feeling right now for Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail.
It's not hope, it's boredom, Larry. You're in Charlotte and standing, you're role-playing a YouTuber. It's boredom, Larry. Or schizophrenia, either or. You're talking to yourself right now. We're all just voices in your head. You have more voices than the Wu-Tang Clan in your head.
It's hope. Just you wait, you guys. Everybody who's been complaining about no content, which they are right to say so, okay? But everybody who's been complaining about no content, you're gonna have stuff to do. And it's Relics, so it's the best kind of stuff to do. I'm speaking to my...
I can't wait for Relics to just be tombstones again. Fire some tombstones and buy your Relic once again. Can't wait.
Myself as well here, because I would really like to be playing this game more. I suppose I could go level my tank and actually unlock Mentor Roulette and teach all of these bad people at the game how to be less bad, because that's me. I know how to be not bad, right? On second thought, maybe I shouldn't be teaching anybody. Oh yeah, and...
Level up your gatherers, Larry. Level up your crafters.
Oh, one more thing about the Relic. The designs better be good, because if they are not, that the community is gonna, people are gonna be angry. Good is subjective.
Look, he is right. Good is subjective, but we all collectively kind of agreed that some of the last Relics have been shit. Like the Relics in Shadowbringers were good. Except for like the last two stages. But like some of the weapons in Shadowbringers were peak. Meanwhile in Endwalker, I'm gonna be honest, kinda shit. Kinda really poopy. The grind was so awful for those though. I agree. That's why I was one of the few people that was not complaining about Endwalker relic weapons. I was happy that I can finally chill out instead of doing Crystal Tower 30 times. I was having the time of my life. But I hope the grind comes back so people can actually do something. There's just nothing to do in the game right now.
Right? We just mean that I would define good as each model is distinct and characteristic of the job itself. That would be what I would consider a good relic weapon, because that's what they're supposed to be. It's supposed to be kind of like your job gear, and it will go along with the theme.
For someone who's usually always just wearing the UCOB book, I don't know why he wants pretty weapons.
of that job. So let's just cross our fingers for that one, okay? Other than that, I would also hope that it's, if I had to pick, a little bit more on the Eureka side of things, in the Bajja Eureka slider, where the zone is quite large and you have to progress through it as you level. I quite liked that. I feel like the Bajja one was separated into zones, kind of, and so when you progress to other tiers of Bajja, you never really had to go back down to the lower tiers, whereas in Eureka, you're kind of going all over all the time. But, you know, on the grand scheme of things, I suppose that that's probably very low on the priority of needing it to be that way. And I think we all can agree that the music will be a banger, right? Yeah.
I don't know. Look, as much as we all love some of the music in 14 and its peak, and we put it on our Spotify lists, some of the music is kind of shit. Well, it's not shit, but it's like, it's not something you're going to be listening on repeat. It's like, you do a dungeon, you hear the same song like enough times, you're just going to like turn off the music and just put on some, I don't know, Dermot Kennedy or, I don't know.
And really, the music is why ultimately I get into JRPGs. If it's got a good soundtrack, I'm probably going to want to play it.
I mean, yeah, it's like, I get that some people can easily be caught onto like some like certain types of content depending like how it's presented either visually or through music, but I feel like music is not why you should be getting into a specific game. Sometimes music is like not gonna be the priority. It's a great addition to a game, but like music is on its own.
I should probably look at the numbers of the player count because, you know, even if they have been dropping, I still think our player count is much higher than it was even back in Heavensward. And at that time, the game was pretty well received. People were enjoying it a lot. So I'm curious because the game...
Have the count actually fallen? Because I know it's like some dude posted it somewhere on a Discord that we've fallen like 500,000 players. But is that actually the case? Did anyone actually check? Because that data isn't like exactly open to just check online, because that shit is like usually like registered and locked in like every half a year or so, isn't it? Let me double check. Daily players, a mil and 244 subscribers. That is a lot of money when you think about it. Platforms. Oh, this is just the PlayStation platforms too. Mac OS and the PlayStations. Actually, no, this is not correct. They don't release it on PlayStation 3 anymore, do they? They stopped the support. This chart is lying to me. What's the date for this census? January 2022. It doesn't matter then. Whatever then.
The game felt very alive then, and to me right now, the game feels a little ghost town-ish. But that just might be...
It could also be because you're in Charlotte right now. Everyone's in Solution 9.
My personal experience as somebody who's played it for so freaking long. I myself am looking forward to 7.2, so I will see you there and in the next video. Okay, bye.
Is Larry back to making videos? I hope he is. What is this? Okay, that's the mobile alliance rate. Okay, so he's technically back to making videos, isn't he? I'm glad he's back to making videos.